Hello friends, George Chesnut here, coming to you from the choir room at the Episcopal Church of St. Peter and St. Paul, where I serve as Director of Music and organist. I am bringing back the video series investigating the hymns, which went on for a good long while earlier in the pandemic. And I've been very gratified that a lot of people liked it and wanted it back, so I'm delighted to be doing this for you. Some beautiful and greatly loved hymns are traditionally associated with the Feast of All Saints, observed by the Church each year on November 1st. This remains the primary date for the All Saints observance, regardless of the day of the week. But in modern practice, many churches transfer their observance to the following Sunday, often calling it All Saints Sunday. And this is what we will do this year here at St. Peter and St. Paul. In traditional practice, this is a separate celebration from All Souls Day, or as our current Book of Common Prayer refers to it, the commemoration of all faithful departed, always observed on November 2nd, again, regardless of the day of the week. Likewise, in modern usage, the 2 days are often combined into one observance. Many Christian denominations, notably Lutherans, also observe Reformation Day at the beginning of November, but this is not a custom in Anglican churches. Let's take a look individually at some of our wonderful All Saints hymns, beginning with the one most strongly associated with the day, number 287, For All the Saints. This is a strong, martial-sounding hymn of praise and thanksgiving to God for the great cloud of witnesses who have gone on before us in the Christian faith, and also a call to faithfulness and steadfastness for all of those of us still on our earthly pilgrimage. This text was written by William W. Howe and was published in 1864. William Howe was born in 1823 in Shrewsbury in the county of Shropshire, England, and died in County Mayo, Ireland in 1897. Howe was educated at Durham and Oxford universities and ordained to the Anglican priesthood in 1847. He served several congregations and then became suffragan bishop of East London in 1879 and the diocesan bishop of Wakefield in 1888. He was called both the poor man's bishop and the children's bishop for his dedicated work among the destitute of the London slums and the factory workers of the western part of Yorkshire. Bishop Howe was the author of some 60 hymn texts, of which For All the Saints is considered the finest. The splendid tune, most frequently paired with the words For All the Saints, is by one of the greatest English composers of the 20th century, Ralph Vaughan Williams, who lived from 1872 to 1958. Vaughan Williams wrote his tune specifically to be paired with this text, and the tune was published in 1906. It is called Sine Nomine, which is Latin for without a name. There was nothing in particular he felt moved to call it, so he thought, all right, it has no name, I'll call it that, which I think is hilarious. But anyway, Sine Nomine is the tune that goes with For All the Saints. And it goes like this. For all the saints who from their labors rest, who thee by faith before the world confessed, thy name, O Jesus, be forever blessed. Alleluia, alleluia. And that is the hymn we'll start off our All Saints celebration with. At the sequence, we will sing number 293, I Sing a Song of the Saints of God. This charming favorite has a place of priceless sentimental value in the hearts of many Episcopalians. Church musicians tend either to love it or hate it. I find myself firmly entrenched in the love it category. I love to sing it and I love to play it. I Sing a Song of the Saints of God has such a hold on many people's hearts that it's surprising to learn that it really isn't that old. It was first published in England in 1929 and didn't appear in the U.S. until the Episcopal Hymnal 1940 came out. So it is, as hymns go, relatively modern. The text was written by the Englishwoman Lesbia L. Scott, who lived from 1898 to 1986. She was married to an officer of the Royal Navy who served in both World Wars and later was ordained as an Anglican clergyman. Mrs. Scott wrote a number of hymns for children while she was a young mother in her 20s. This text is by far the best known among them. I encourage you to think of examples from the history of the Church and the Christian faith who can fit into the various categories of sainthood named in this hymn. For example, the doctor is generally thought to be Saint Luke, who, by the tradition of the Church, was a Gentile physician. In modern times, we might think of the doctor as Albert Schweitzer, one of the greatest organists of the 20th century and a medical missionary to Africa. The Queen referenced is probably St. Margaret of Scotland, who was renowned for her Christian faith and her love and charity toward the poor. Shakespeare paid moving tribute to Queen Margaret in Macbeth, saying, "The sainted queen who bore thee oftener on her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived." Due to the irregular meter of this text, there is only one tune to which it is sung. The tune is called Grand Isle, and it was composed in 1940 specifically for the I Sing a Song text. The composer was a retired Episcopal priest, John Henry Hopkins, who lived from 1861 to 1945. The name comes from the island community where Hopkins was living in his retirement on Lake Champlain in Vermont. And this one goes, I sing a song of the saints of God, patient and brave and true, who've toiled and fought and lived and died for the Lord they loved and knew. And one was a doctor, and one was a queen, and one was a shepherdess on the green. They were all of them saints of God, and I mean God helping to be one too. Oh, and by the way, the shepherdess on the green is the greatly beloved Saint Joan of Arc, one of the patronesses of France. I'm looking at my information whiteboard for my choir over here, and I'll tell you a little bit about what we'll sing at the communion, which is number 620, Jerusalem, My Happy Home. This tune, and I am winging it, I'm going from memory here. This tune is called Land of Rest. It is a folk tune. The text is one of two that we commonly sing to it, three usually, because we sometimes sing the Holy, 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 or the Sanctus to this tune during the summer months. But this text, Jerusalem, my happy home, when shall I come to thee, expresses the longing of the Christian believer to be united with his elder brothers and sisters and all the giants of the faith who have gone on before in our heavenly homeland. And it goes this way. Jerusalem, my happy home, when shall I come to thee? When shall my sorrows have an end? Thy joys, when shall I see? And to close, what is, to my way of thinking, one of the most beautiful and thrilling hymns in our hymnal, number 286, Who Are These Like Stars Appearing? This hymn is absolutely a personal favorite of mine. My love for it is one of the many wonderful fruits of my many years attending the Sewanee Church Music Conference every summer on the Holy Mountain, as we lovingly call it. Its author was Heinrich Schenk, a German teacher and Lutheran pastor who lived from 1656 to 1727. It's the only hymn we know of that Dr. Schenk wrote. The English translation we have is by the 19th century Englishwoman Frances Elizabeth Cox, who worked extensively as a German to English translator. There are several tunes to which this text can be sung. The one we have in our hymnal 1982 is a German tune dating from 1698 called Zeug mich, and it goes, and I hope I don't tear up, this hymn makes me cry. It goes, Who are these like stars appearing? These before God's throne who stand. Each a golden crown is wearing. Who are all this chosen band? Alleluia, hark they sing, praising loud their heavenly King. And it goes on to tell of how they suffered and wept and struggled just as we do in this earthly pilgrimage, and how now God has wiped away all tears from their eyes and bid them weep no more. And so may it be for all of us, friends. Thank you for listening. Bye.